Hello, today is October 17th, and to kick off my spooky series of readings, Halloween is my favorite holiday. Also celebrated as Dia de los Muertos here in my community in Northern California by the Latino and Latinx population. We have a very large population there, so we get the fortunate aspect of this public also celebration and remembrance of our loved ones and ancestors, and to remember our connection to the world that we can't see. So, I have picked from the community tab question, or rather request post for Halloween. Has a pumpkin with a quarantine mask. You can leave your request there. Just a reminder, I'm going to be doing a series of these, so I can't guarantee that I'll choose yours, but please feel free to leave it there, and I might be able to get to it at another point. So in this series, I've chosen to look at also personal requests where there is a spooky element or that's fit for the month of October. And the celebration of Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, and ancestry. So please feel free to put that request there. And I will be choosing a handful of them to do in my series. So the first one I've chosen to do is, I think, very fitting. It's on John Putnam, who was one of the key figures in the witchcraft trials that kicked off in Salem. And the question is, the viewer requests to know just to see what the cards will say, what was the reason that this all kicked off with them? What happened with him? And viewer says, they understand what the books say, but they just want to see what the cards are going to say. So that's the first one I'm going to do. And I'm really enjoying a lot of the requests that I'm looking at. Just feel free to make sure that you put it there. And like I said, even if it doesn't get chosen, just don't worry about it. It might get picked up for a reading another day, because I prefer to actually read on this kind of stuff rather than politics. But politics is interesting. It's just that, oh my goodness, that's all my readings have been in. I'm getting a little bit like, burnt. I didn't take my antihistamine today, so bear with me. All right, so we're going to look at John Putnam. I want to ask my ancestors and my spirit guides, my creator, help me with this, my helpers, to read this accurately and clearly and help me get grounded, so I can really link in and connect to this and interpret the symbols accurately. So the request is, what really kicked off, what was the cause of this pursuit of oppressing people and accusing them of witchcraft? What kicked it off? And in concern and focus to the Putnam family, John Putnam. And what kicked that off within him and their family to begin accusing others of witchcraft? Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use this board as it's laid out, and I might diverge from it after I get the first three. Okay. And this is past, present, future, background. Oh, we have a little cedar. I like to use cedar. It's part of my natural environment, and I love cedar. Anyway, background, problem, advice, mind, body, spirit. For me, I'm going to, doesn't quite fit, does it? All right, I'm going to do it my way then, in pairs. Okay, we have the Three of Wands. This is the Madame Wilhelmina Tarot. It's monsters, the macabre, and autumn scenes. It's really a nice one. Again, so you can see, hopefully, autofocus, please work. Okay, not so great, but with the autofocus, but yeah, you get the idea. Three of Wands, and then the Three of Swords, we get two threes. We get a first, right off the draw, we get a double number, and they're threes, interestingly enough. Forgive my hands, I've been out in the garden. And I did wash them, but I didn't quite get all of it. It looks like Three of Wands and the Three of Swords. Page of Cups. Ooh, and look at that. To put my arm around the camera here. The Ten of Swords. That imagery. All right. Not great with the autofocus. My camera does have it. There's nothing worse than buying one of these cameras and then finding it doesn't have autofocus. So if you order one, be very careful of that. Just some word of advice. And let me see if I can bring this. All right, I'm going to put this on pause for a minute so I can adjust this. Okay, so this has some calculation in it. I know a bit about Salem. I'm not one of those people that have really hold the information, tight and know all the details. But I have the basic understanding of what went on there. I just don't have like days. I'm just saying I'm not somebody that's really researched it. I know the basics. Which is kind of good because you can tell me more what the history books say. And I basically know that what the history books have put out, but I haven't really, this is not something I've really, really deeply researched. What I see as a motivating factor is this has some planning, okay? This has forethought. This has the want to expand and have more. And this is causing pain. This is causing affliction and separation and physical suffering, mental suffering. this is being willing to be a source of that for, I feel like, some desire, and I feel like including one's children, and this whole thing, the witchcraft accusation in and of itself is right here represented in that Page of Cups to me, with the Ten of Swords. It's a kind of a nebulous thing, but it was a vehicle by which it looks someone realized they could acquire, they could access something greater beyond a present actual boundary. Usually the 3 means you're expanding. Many times when I read that 3 of Wands, I'm thinking overseas or a greater expansion within someone's professional life often. But this, in that day, to me, could mean somebody's idea to acquire greater, in my opinion, just at this moment, benefits, it looks like, but at the cost of other people. And they realized that using this method would work, and would work well. It looks like there was a conscious choice to betray other people and accuse, I think, them of this practice, the witchcraft, so that they could get rid of them, kill them, so that they could somehow benefit by having that person out of the way. And I'm thinking that for Putnam, it was a personal interest of, I'm getting not only himself, but people, that other people. I'm getting that maybe for him, he had a thirst to acquire. Yes, land and benefit of other value, things of value. Shows you right there. Let me see that. With the ace, I like this stack. Oh, beautiful. Of coins. It focused there for a minute. So, and that goes under that 3 of Wands that we're looking at here about acquiring, expansion, you know what I'm saying? Of land and valuables. Here's the witchcraft, here's the betrayal and the pain and the affliction that you're willing to cast out there so that you can materially gain things of value and power, status. Because you're intimidated. People don't want to get on the bad side of you, so you get more powerful. This is the Page of Coins. I feel like this could be one of the daughters, or it could represent maybe collectively his daughters, his children. Right next to being able to have this new found wealth, but the aspect of the daughters comes in for me also with this Page of Pentacles. Maybe it was a way of gathering a dowry or land for them. He had many children, and many of them were female, from what I understand. It's just a feeling that's coming to me. You can correct me or whatever down below, because again, I've only got the basics. I'm not very super well read on it. But this is the feeling intuitively also that's coming to me. And of course, the Page of Pentacles again just only affirms more about valuables and land, deeds, assets, to me, documentation. It points back to the acquirement of power and wealth, personal gain of power and wealth, and wanting to get rid of certain people. I feel in a ruthless manner, if you want to know the truth, with that conscientious awareness of that Three of Swords. It's the mental card. They know they're causing trauma to people, and they know that they're causing torture. And literally, they were torturing and killing people. But they were willing to do it so they could acquire, this is what it is about, newfound wealth and assets. And I think where Putnam was concerned, maybe because he had daughters that he wanted to have married off, maybe he wasn't doing so well, and this came up as a plan. But I can tell you that that's the motivation, is it appealed to people's greed. It did. And also a sadistic nature in people, where they'll justify hurting people for their own need under greed, is what I see. It's acquirement. That is very clear. This is the Knight of Swords. This is, to me, aggression, and this is sudden action. Right below, to me, the witchcraft element accusation. And possibly also another child, because he had more than one female child, daughters that were accusing people of witchcraft. They accused, I believe, over 50 some odd people. It was just outrageous. And here's the Two of Coins. Again, we're bringing back in, to me, where somebody comes to possess somebody else's stuff. This is the back and forth exchange of goods. But in this way, I think it's the acquirement through the painful accusation of witchcraft, and kind of the taking over of someone else's, the movement of funds and assets and real estate and wealth and power. Intimidation. They wanted, there's, you would not dare oppose someone, people that were likely to say, oh no, you can't be possibly accusing so and so, would be more intimidated and scared. I get that too. They know that. That was a conscious effort with him. This wasn't just happenstance and the kids just coming up with this. This is premeditated. And that comes up right here with the Three of Wands, of expansion, of land and acquirement, of power, authority, dominion. And the ability to generate more money for oneself through that. And I believe intuitively, I'm feeling like with those daughters, and back in those days, would there be something about like dowries, and I'm sure, that the whole thing of marrying them off, was there something there too, a pressure upon him that went here. We'll take one more look. We've got this third row, to do. And I will look then vertically as well. Ace of Cups. Spiritual, also power, I feel like. Okay. It's very emotional too. The World. Yeah, this is dominion. This is like just satisfaction. Oh God. He got what he wanted. As far as the material acquirement went. The Hierophant. This is about the church. This is about structure in the church and teachings in the church and what is taught and tradition. Using religion. Yeah, what a... And the final card here is the Star. Again, this is for political power, personal power, and the power of the church. And the power of the church to perhaps, within its teachings, become a certain I feel like the teaching may have been done more John's way, the way he wanted, in a way that benefited him. It benefited him immensely, I'm shown, with the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. He benefited financially, land-wise. I feel like it appealed to his ego, and I'm shown that spiritually within this dominion of the church, there is power. It gave him power in that church. Put him right in the spotlight as he wanted the attention and the power and the wealth. And people died for that grotesquely here and suffered. This shows overkill too with the Ten of Swords. And in the imagery of the water, when we're talking, we know that they would end up drowning people, and I think we're tracking. It's also a card, like I said, of overkill for material possession, repossession of others' things, and for power, status, and in a big way, in a huge way of authority, with the Hierophant next to that star. So that's why. Now, what I'm curious about is, is there any indication, like in his afterlife, of having to come to reckon with this? It's so ugly what they did. Knight of Swords and the Knight of Coins. That's interesting. 2 knights. Again, it's a way to rapidly acquire something that would have taken him a longer time to earn. That's the message. It was a way to do it more quickly than the honest way. It was a shortcut. There's your reading. Now, I'm going to look very quickly, because and see if I can do it within 5 minutes, to see, did John Putnam, because he lived And as far as I know, I think the church kind of members agreed actually to forgive and move on. Well, I can't believe, but they did. They just wanted to put it behind them. And, well, it played out pretty well for them, the Putnams, in that regard. I'm just curious, did John ever have to face anything for the suffering and the deaths, basically murder and torture of people that he caused, and his family, his children? I believe he had his children make those claims and coach them. So did John Putnam's spirit or being, did he ever really pay for what pain he caused and deaths? The devil? I'm going to say yes. In the Page of Cups, this is the witchcraft, again, feeling, accusation. Knight of Swords. That would be quickened. Oh, and the Ten of Swords. That's some suffering. Yeah. He did. And it would indicate it was fierce. What he did to others, he had to feel. And know their thoughts, especially with this, feel what they felt. Have their consciousness of suffering. Yes. I feel like this is him and his wife, especially. I think they were aware of this, to use this. This is about the home, and this is about your local community and society. Six of Cups. This is children. This is past. His past of doing that so that he could gain more domestically for himself and power. Greed, vice, temptation. Ooh, look at that one. Page of Swords. Oh yeah, he paid. I'm feeling like he had some gremlins there. Yeah. But I'm getting this That's creepy. Seven of Cups. Yes. Yeah, King of Wands. That's what I was looking for. John Putnam, believe it or not, was an Aries, and I was able to find his date of birth to provide proof of that. So I will put that in the description box. I will put that link. But you can look it up. You can Google it, just like I did. That's how I got it. And he was an Aries. So this is him. And with that Seven of Cups, this is, I'm getting like a variety of unpleasant beings coming towards him, I believe, after death, to show him these things, to show him that, it was not a pleasant surrounding, whatever he was in. High Priestess, yeah, this is the reality that is beyond our reality of seeing. Another realm. And Seven of Wands, yeah, he definitely got to feel had to feel their oppression that he caused and know what it felt like after, I believe, after he passed. And it shows that, with him showing up in the reading there. This is behind the veil, with the High Priestess and the Seven of Wands, Eight of Wands, ooh, and Three of Wands. All until greater expansion of awareness. Why you don't do that. Why that's not a good idea. So yeah, on the other side, he had to work on it. So there you go. I made it. 30 minutes and 37 seconds. I'll see you in the next October series video. Hope you're having a great day or night. And please remember to like and subscribe. Help me get my numbers up. Thank you.